Now, I give you an equation. You tell me what shape it is. Okay, so you obviously have to find E. So what we want to do is make it look like the equation. Now, the equation, if you remember, is KE over, 1 plus E cosine theta, something like that, right? So what happens is we try to do a matching game. 1 and 2, they are not matching, so we need to make that 2 look like a 1. So how do we do that? Divide everything by 2. Now, when we divide everything by 2, we divide everything by 2, top and bottom. Okay, so please be careful. So this becomes 3 over 1 plus 3 over 2 cosine theta. Which part of this is E? 3 over 2. So what shape is that? Hyperbola. Very good. Now, can you figure out K?
Yes.
How?
3 divided by 3 over 2.
Okay, so remember 3, this part is KE, right? So then KE is equal to 3, and knowing that E is equal to 3 over 2. Oh, I meant to multiply. 3 over 2 equals 3. So then multiply both sides by 2/3. Very good. So K is 2. Okay, so that's how you do this. You have to do a matching game, and when you do a matching game, you have to make sure that everything looks the same. Let me see. I'm kind of running out of time. We have 10 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so your homework is up to this point where you first, given some information, find the equation, or given the equation, find the shape. All right, we are on page 19. Page 19, everybody. Page 19. Page 19. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to analyze this conic section, or actually we are going to turn this polar equation into rectangular. So we're going to change from r theta into xy. All right. There are 2 ways you can do this. One is you can try to figure out what is Ch.8.5, and then reconstruct the equation. Or the other way is kind of how we did polar equation into rectangular equations last chapter, where we had like x equals something, y equals something, r squared is equal to something, and then you can do it that way. Okay, let's try. I think one of the ways is a little bit easier than the other. Okay, I don't quite remember how to do it. So I am going to just do it and hope for the best. Okay. You're like, this is not a good day. Okay. All right. This happens sometimes. Okay, so let's try it. This might not go well with all of us. Huh?
It's like my English quiz yesterday.
You just wing it. All right, I'm going to multiply everything by this. I'm just hoping for the best here. Okay, so we are trying to turn this into xy. I think it might work. Okay, I think it might work. Yeah. Sometimes I do this to you guys because I'm just trying to show you that you can brute force your way through a problem you've never seen before. All right, we're turning this into xy. What should we do?
R cosine equals
X.
Very good. R cosine equals x. All right, 5r minus 3x equals 16. I still have an r there. What should I do?
Divide.
How do I change that r into x and y? Square it.
If you move,
Actually, that's a good idea.
I think squaring is a good idea.
So I'm gonna put a sign.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
Square.
Like I said, I don't know what's going on yet. Okay, so okay, if we want to square it, we should try to at least get it into a nicer form, I guess. Square it. 25r squared equals 16 squared. 320.
16 squared.
256. Oh, that's true. 256 plus 48 times 2, 96, plus 9x squared. Now what?
R squared equals x squared plus r squared.
Yes. All right, so recall that r squared is x squared plus y squared. 25 times x squared plus y squared equals 256 plus 96x plus 9x squared. Excuse me. So pretty much we have this whole thing in xy only. So we're, already good. Now it's just a matter of turning this into standard form by completing the square and all that stuff, which you can do, right? So then we want to just gather all of the x and y's on one side and the numbers on the other side. I'm going to multiply this out. 25x squared plus 25y squared. Move that x squared, move the x, and then leave the 256. Okay, so go ahead and just simplify this whole thing, complete the square. You should get this into a nice standard form. And this looks like it's going to be an ellipse.
Yes.
You guys know what to do? So you're going to combine these together, just simplify this, and then you're going to complete the square. You guys know what to do next, or you want me to show you the next step? Okay. All right. So 25 minus 9 is going to be 16. So 16x squared, and then I'm going to put the 96x next to it. 25y squared equals 256. And then at this time, you want to take out that 16. Oh, I cannot do this in my head. 6? Okay, thank you. And plus magic number plus 25y squared. There's no need to complete the square because there is no y term. And then 256 plus 16 box. And then go from there. Yes? Okay. All right, so the answer is x minus 3 squared over 25 plus y squared over 16 equals 1. All right? So pretty much we did it without actually knowing what we're doing, and we got here. So I'm just trying to show you that you can do it. A lot of times you don't know what to do, just try your best, and then a lot of these things come back as long as you follow your standard math sense and you're not breaking any algebra rules, then you're fine. All right, let's try another one. Oh, actually, before then. Yeah, it should be pretty easy. So then if they just ask you for, what is A, what is B, what is C, it should be pretty easy to see, right? This is just a normal ellipse anyways, right? Okay. All right, let's try another one. Practice. All right, this one, they do want you to graph. Bless you. This one, they want you to graph this conic section. They want you to find the values of A, B, C. So if you can't find A, B, C some other way, find it another way. Changing it into standard form may be the easiest way to find A, B, C. Okay, so go ahead and try that. Find E, A, B, C, and then graph. If you completed the square and you did, change it to standard form and all that, it's going to be x squared over 11 plus y minus 5 squared over 36 equals 1. And from here, you can find A, B, C. A is 6, B is square root 11, so C is going to be 5. E is C over A, so 5 over 6. And then because 5 over 6, we know that this is ellipse. Okay, sketching a graph. So, okay, so this center is at 0, 5. And we go down 6. So this is 0, 5. So this is going to be vertex, and then all the way up there is going to be another vertex. And then it's going to go left and right by around 3 point something. So then this ellipse looks like that. Alrighty, let's see. I think that's it for today. We finished this section really quickly. All right, so let me show you the shortcut, or it's not really a shortcut. Yeah, well, Taya, you're the first one. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit special. Okay, so I don't really know if it's a shortcut, but it does require that you think a lot. So if you are more like, I just want to follow a formula and not think a lot, then do it this way.
If you find the eccentricity, it's C over A, right?
Yes.
So C is 5,
Yeah.
A is 6.
Yeah.
Then you just add all this. Then you just add, because it's C squared equals A squared.
But by that time, you don't know what A and B is at that time, so you couldn't really. Anyways, okay, let's come back. All right, so I am going to do the other method now. Okay, let's do it on the side. Okay, R is equal to 11 over 6 minus 5 sine theta. So from this way is the original way I taught everybody for like 3 years. And then I realized that they had to pay like 110% attention in order to follow what I'm doing. And then it got really crazy. So some people are just like, I have to read it over and over and over again. So then I thought, this is not a great way. And then someone on the test, they did it the other way. And I was like, oh, that's pretty ingenious. I should have thought about that. So then I started doing that. But anyways, this is the original way I thought of. Okay, so what you do is first find E. So I need to divide everything by 6. So this is 11 over 6 over 1 minus 5 over 6 sine theta. Okay, so from here, I know that E is equal to 5 over 6. All right, now you have to go back to last chapter. Last chapter, we said we can analyze this equation to see what is the maximum R and then what is the minimum R. Okay, so that's last chapter. So what you do is you start from this original equation before I change this. So 11 over 6 minus 5, 5 sine theta. And then you ask yourself, what is the highest R I can actually get? Well, the highest sine is going to be 1. So this is going to be 6 minus 5, right? So then 11 over 1 is going to be 11. So the highest R is 11. Okay, same thing. What is the minimum R? Negative 1. So the smallest number this can be is negative 1. And then the whole thing is going to be
6 minus negative 5 or 5.
Right. So it's going to be, what is it, 1?
1.
1. All right. So then from here, what we're going to do is kind of graph it. We know that this is going to be an ellipse because of the E eccentricity. And we know that this is going to point up because this is a sign and the negative. So I know it's going to point up and down like that. Now remember that the origin is what? Yeah, I know the origin is 0, 0. But the origin in a point. Yes, focus. So this has to be like that. It has to point up, right? It has to point up. So then this part has to be negative 1 and this part has to be 11 because for a polar equation to work, its radius is from the pole. So it's telling me this is how much is going out. So then from here, I can tell that this part is going to be 2a, which is 12. So then I know that A is 6. And E is 5 over 6, which is C over A, so then I know C is 5. So then from here I can figure out B.
Can we just have figured out A and C from the B?
No, because you don't know what, E is just a ratio. We don't know what A and C could be.
Oh.
Right? A could be 11 and then and then as long as the ratio works, then C is some other number.
What's the ratio?
Yes, but then you have to kind of draw this thing too. Okay, so from here you can tell where the center is going to be, which is going to be 0, 5. Okay, so that's the way I taught in the beginning, and it got really crazy because, like you said, you guys are paying like super close attention, and you cannot make mistakes, and it gets really crazy. So, but if this is faster for you, then you do it this way. If the other way is faster for you, then do it that way. Any questions? Huh?
That's all I'm interested in the whole equation.
You like it? Well, one equation. Oh yeah. Alrighty, that's it for today.
Yeah.